Hello and welcome to Esther's Gardening Adventures. I'm Esther and today is all about enjoying the beautiful weather outside. It's Friday and I have the day off and it's 10:30 in the morning and it's 74 beautiful degrees outside and I have stuff to do indoors, but before it gets up to 80 and it's spring, which is awesome, I'm going to get some yard work done. So my main goal today that I'm going to take you along with me on is I plan on preparing the beds or the space underneath my Japanese maple tree for having a bed under it of dwarf chamomile and potentially other flowers as well eventually, to make the front bed look a little more organized. And also I love chamomile. And then also I'm going to give you a quick tour and update on the front garden, where things are at, some of the little projects I have completed or discovered or are underway. So let's get to it. The first thing I want to show you is that I have put up the bridal tulle, Tulle, around my brassicas. They have their veils now. This is my purple Brussels sprout and my kohlrabi plant. These are both leftovers from having overwintered. And look, you can see how much it's grown just over a week. It's beautiful. I love that purple color underneath. And I've locked it down with stones to try to make sure that the butterfly, the moth or butterfly who likes to plant her eggs on the cabbage, on the brassicas, will not be able to do so. And actually, one thing I did was, there was a part of the tulle that couldn't quite reach the bottom, so I twisted it. Instead of having it flap open and allowing the pest to get in, I twisted it and tied it up here. And, you know, I'm just all about having fun and figuring it out. So I used a soda bottle top for half of my winter sowing jugs from last year. I used 3 pieces of bamboo that I stuck into the ground. And then I put the top over the top of them, and I actually had them come up through the top of the jug to kind of hold them in place. And it's pretty good. Not perfect, and hopefully it's enough room for the plant to grow. I may have to adjust it over time. But while I'm here, guys, look how beautiful my radishes are doing. They are doing wonderful. So this is about a week after they sprouted, and I'm not going to thin them. I'm going to leave the ones that I had planted about 2 per hole, and as you'll see, many of them grew all the seeds I planted, both. So Charles Dowding said that radishes actually like to touch each other. So I'm going to leave them as they are. I'm going to let them do their thing. They're looking real good. And then, look guys, my beets have sprouted. Don't they look wonderful? They look so good. Oh, so happy. So happy about this. All right, so then there's one other update I want to give, which is I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to do about fencing. And what I've decided to do, and what is quite miraculous in my mind, is this 50-foot fence here is just long enough to cover the entire length of my yard, which is sad because my yard is that small, but is wonderful because it means what I had to do last year was I had to cut the bed in half here, right under where kind of the shade of the tree ends in the when it pulls back. And it cut the yard in half. And I really didn't like that. It was hard to get the watering hose in and out. And by having the fence all the way around the bed, let's go inside so we can see. By having the fence all the way around the bed, I basically can walk freely in my yard. I can walk from these beds down to the bed down there, and you can see the cardboard. I had started laying it out around the tree. A big wind came and blew it out. We'll get to that in a minute. Now there's a couple things that aren't perfect about this. One, I may put up a plastic fence for this part. I don't have enough of the expensive green fence that looks nice. It was about $80 for this roll, and I don't really want to spend another $80 just to fill this small gap. There's a chance deer won't want to jump that, but also if they're hungry enough, they will. So I'm going to do something there. I'm not quite sure what yet. I'm not trying to keep out rabbits or squirrels. They will find their way in if they want. They can burrow underground, they can do whatever. This is primarily to keep out deer and dogs, the neighbors' dogs. And the other thing I still have yet to do is I need to create a gate. I'm not going to have a fence here. Last year I didn't really have any problems with pests coming in that little space back there into the garden. So I pretty much, and then this chicken wire, you know, it's only 4 feet tall, but it kind of blocks off that part of the garden. So I need to come up with a gate there, and I'll show you my idea, which is basically to use chicken wire, bamboo poles, and some zip ties to create a gate. We'll see how good it looks or bad it looks and how well it works, but yeah, so that's the goal right at the moment. And now let's get to prepping this bed for the chamomile. So my plan is to do like I did with my other raised bed down there. Put down a layer of cardboard. I'm not as worried about having it perfectly cover everything because the cardboard, I don't mind a couple weeds coming through on this part because this is going to be sort of a wildflower type of area. But the idea is to put cardboard around the tree and then put mulch on top of that. I've left the stuff underneath. I've left the leaves that fell and other stuff underneath, and then I'm going to put the mulch on top of that. So yeah, the idea is that baby chamomile, dwarf chamomile, I don't think it needs a huge amount of depth to be able to start. So if I just kind of get it going, hopefully that'll be enough to give it a foothold. Let's get going on it now. The wind knocked over my tripod, guys. Literally went right in the middle of me doing that. But that's okay, you only missed one bag. I have the soil out now, and I remembered that I was gonna do a trim around it. So I guess I'm doing this backwards. Maybe I'll spread out the soil first and see where I want to put the trim. I certainly don't have enough, so I'm gonna have to go get some more leaf grow. See, there's the wind again. Can get windy here. So I'm gonna have to go get some more leaf grow probably to put around it, but I don't want it to be hugely thick, and also I'm not going to be doing it around the exact skirt of the tree because I don't want to smother the tree. So yeah, let me go ahead and spread it out, and hopefully the tripod will stay in place. Well, if it isn't the wind, then it's my battery, or it's my storage card on my phone. It ran out of memory, and so it stopped filming, but it's done. Look how beautiful that is, guys. I've got a border around it. I got the soil out to the edges. Really happy with it. Yeah, so it's good to go for now. A little more work needed, a little more soil needs to be added, but I'm pretty happy. That's almost it for this video. I will give a quick update if you watched my last vlog. Now see, it's not the light of the camera changing. That was literally the sun going behind a cloud is why the light changed. Anyway, if you saw my last vlog, you'll know that I had a tetanus shot and my arm was pretty sore on the day I filmed it, which I think was Wednesday night. Yesterday it was sore again, but by the end of the day the swelling had gone down a lot and it wasn't near as hot or sore. Still got some redness, still a little bit of warmth on there, but it's looking much better, guys, and I think we're out of the woods of having to worry about an infection or anything, so that's great. And as you saw, I was able to work just fine using both of my arms lifting heavy stuff today, so I think we're good in that regard. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you aren't already a subscriber, please consider doing so, and otherwise, I will see you next time.